What's good, YouTube? With the release of the brand new iPhone 13, Apple has done what it quite often does in the past and released what looks like an incremental upgrade to its flagship phone lineup. On the outside, the iPhone 13 looks a heck of a lot similar to the iPhone 12, and just in terms of its form factor, one thing that if you liked about the iPhone 12 in terms of it being a relatively slim phone for a 6.1-inch screen phone is the same on the iPhone 13. The iPhone 13 is 5.78 by 2.82 by 0.3 inches, which is quite similar to the iPhone 12. And just holding both of these devices in my hand, I can tell you that they are a very similar feeling phone, with the iPhone 13 being a little bit different than the iPhone 12. It still is quite impressive how Apple is able to cram a 6.1-inch phone into this kind of form factor, as the iPhone 13 continues to feel very slim and light in the hand, particularly before the design overhaul of the iPhone 10 and 11. Just swinging the phone over to the side here, you'll notice that the iPhone 13 has the same squared off edges that you find on the iPhone 12 and seems to be Apple's design blueprint for the upcoming devices, including iPads and the Apple Watch as well. The side profiles are very similar on these two phones, and if the squared off edges and the feeling of holding a phone with squared off edges is something that you liked from the iPhone 12 versus the more curved edges on the iPhone 10 and 11, you'll feel right at home on the iPhone. Personally, for me, I do enjoy the squared off edges of the iPhone 12 and 13, as it makes one and two-handed operation a lot easier, as I know exactly where my phone is in my hands compared to rounded edges. Moving over to the camera module on the back of the phone, you'll notice that the camera module size is roughly the same size on both of the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 13. If you've been following the release news, you'll probably know that the new cameras on the iPhone 13 aren't a complete revamping of those on the iPhone 12, but they do offer several features, including a new cinematic video mode that wasn't available on the iPhone 12. Overall, the cameras are the same in terms of the form factor and size on the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 12. So if you didn't like, or if you like the bump on the iPhone 12, it's pretty much the same on this year's iPhone. Moving back to the side of the phone, what you'll notice is that the iPhone 13 is slightly a bit thicker than the iPhone 12. And of course, this is evident as the metal railing on the white colorway of the iPhone 13 really makes it stand out. It's still a very slim phone though, and if you haven't used the iPhone 12, you'll likely find that the side of the iPhone 13 is quite a slim phone for what you get. However, if you are upgrading from the iPhone 12, you'll immediately notice a difference in the fact that the iPhone 13 is both heavier and a little bit thicker. This being said though, this is kind of the only difference in form factor that you'll see between these two devices, as in terms of width, the width of the iPhone 13 pretty much matches 1-to-1 with what you get on the iPhone 12. Of course though, the notch on the iPhone 13 has been reduced compared to the iPhone 12, but we'll get into this more into a later video. It might be worth noting that while the antenna lines on both the iPhone 13 and 12 seem to have identical placements, the buttons on the side of the phone in terms of the volume rocker are a little bit lower on the phone. This makes one-handed operation a little bit easier than on the iPhone 12. So there you have it, everyone. In terms of form factor and size, these are very similar phones, and Apple hasn't made any kind of major changes to the design on both of these phones. The iPhone 13 feels a little bit thicker and a little bit heavier than the iPhone 12, but overall, I found that both of these devices are still very slim and very compact for a 6.1-inch screen phone. So what do you think? Do you think Apple should have redone the design on the iPhone 13? leave a message down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.